Last week on the blog, Bob asked a question about hitting shanks and hooks and drop kicking some shots and wanted to know one of the causes for that. And just so happens I have a student of mine here who was working through the same problems last week. And it's a good way for you guys to see kind of how to go about fixing that and for Bob to get rid of that problem. So a lot of times people know they need to hit from the inside. They want to come from the inside to hit a draw. They've heard that's the way to do it. And in their zest to do that, they get too inside. And what we see as a pattern often is that the club ends up to the right of the hands here at the top of the swing in a sort of an across the line position. And when it gets here and your motivation is to get inside, we see a certain sort of series of events happen. One, the club comes down and it's just too steep here. An extension of the shaft is pointing inside the ball or the target line. And when you see the player here, they do this kind of bizarre thing which is called reverse tumble, or they get under the bottom. The club drops too far to the inside. And at this height, when it's parallel with the hands, the club should be a lot closer to the hands, because as it comes into the ball, it's coming so much from the inside and hitting so out that there's a huge disparity between the face position and the path of the club, which creates the hook, and they end up drop kicking, hitting thin shots, and they can also shank it, which is tons of fun. So that problem needs to be addressed, and the way we go about fixing it is that we want to change the motivation of the player so that they swing down a different line on the downswing. So what I've done here, and you can see my beautiful winter garb here at Woodley, it was below 50, and when you're bored in Southern California, this is what you look like. So I've got the shaft across his forearm so that he's going to try and swing to the left coming through, and a couple really cool things happen. One, the top is not as across as it was, but most importantly, because that shaft is there, and this is the first swing that I told him to do that, so he's kind of fearful for his life coming down that he's going to hit that stick, the hands and the club shallow out or shape out so that an extension of that club is now pointing, as it should, out towards the target line. When we go back to the original swing, you see where that club was pointing in the same frame, and it's significantly more steep here. So the under the bottom or reverse tumble that we saw, which got the club too inside out, goes away. We see the downswing now. The club stays up on top of the plane, through the forearm, down underneath the hands as it should be, and gets in behind the ball before it hits the ball, and then it's going more left through impact. The face won't flip over as much as well. So to fix this under the bottom shank, hook, block, thin shot, drop kick combo, we've changed his motivation, get him swinging more left through impact so that the difference between the face and the path is less, and he's able to get the ball in the center of the face more often. So Bob, give that a whirl. Let me know how it goes.